Kung Fu styles can be characterized as traditionally northern or southern, incorporating more gouges and strikes, more high kicks if it's northern style, and more heavy strikes if it's southern style, etc., etc. These were ancient battlefield styles which were designed to help villagers protect themselves against large weapons. But the most modern and effective style of Kung Fu for the world we currently modernly live in is Jeet Kune. It was a style invented by the great Grandmaster Bruce Lee. And he was a cultural revolutionary, I always say this, but really just on a technical level in terms of Kung Fu. He knew that where he was at, an innovation needed to be made to bring this traditional big circle motions of Kung Fu and these forms and this kind of really rigid traditional thinking, meld that with the efficacy and the practicality of modern fighting, where you actually have a bladed stance, where you have one of your sides backwards and one forward, unlike the practicality at the time of fighting in the battlefield and or being a bodyguard, like these Kung Fu styles all had their specific needs, which is why they're formulated like that. Anyways, one innovation that Grandmaster Bruce Lee came up with is lead side forward, namely strong side forward. If you're a boxer, traditionally you're taught to have your strong side backward, so you can throw your rear cross, which is pretty much your strongest punch with the most power. That's a great theory. Bruce Lee, Grandmaster Bruce Lee, turned it around. He said you're gonna land jabs many times more than you're gonna land rear crosses or straight right hands or straight left hands. So you should put your front side forward. This will also enable you to throw hooks, uppercuts, do a lot of talented things that you could not do with your stupid side. So traditional thinking, like I said, in boxing, put your strong side backward, because as apes, as primitive creatures, when we pick up a rock, when trying to hit something really hard, we do these strong, aggressive motions. We tend to do them with our rear shoulder. But in modern sport fighting, you wind up not really needing the power. You need the contact. You need those jabs and so forth, those power jabs to set up the power shots, which is why Grandmaster Bruce Lee's idea of having this non-telegraphic jab in front and having your dominant side be in front is a really, really brilliant idea. So let's look technically, what are the differences? In boxing, for instance, I always talk about it, you have this knock-knock rhythm. Off of a jab, you're gonna try to slip and throw your own jab, knock, 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 knock. Or off of a 2, you're gonna try to cover up and throw your own 2-3-2. That's great. But in Jeet Kune Do, in Junfan Chinese boxing, or left hook, for instance, block a left hook, throw a left hook, knock, knock. In Junfan Chinese boxing, there's only one knock. There is no hit and response. It's one hit and one block. It's intercepting, it's coming forward and nullifying the opponent's offense while simultaneously throwing your shot. So for instance, in boxing, it would be like slip jab, throw a jab. In Jeet Kune Do, it would be just come in and block and hit, or go on the outside of the elbow and block and hit, or parry and block and hit. There is no move and hit, boom, boom in Jeet Kune Do. It's just boom. It's one rhythm. Or for blocking a right hand in boxing, like I said, knock, knock. In Jeet Kune Do, one knock, one shot. That's called Lin Seal Dai Da. It means simultaneous attack and defense. This idea of intercepting, this idea of blasting, this idea of putting the opponent off balance and moving forward. That's the energy of Jeet Kune Do. It's a very forward